The chapter starts with explaining the background and origin of Yi Sun-mong, or Lee Sun-mong in the military force. He was born as the son of Yeung, the meritorious retainer of the king in the first strife of the princes. As the eldest son of the meritorious retainer, he immediately rose to the government post and become a third-class military official, serving as a Joseon military officer. Along with General Choi Yun-dok, the absolute perfection, he was called no nobler than me and God's given talent, and soon acquired Joseon's best sword himself as well. He was competent as a military official and contributed a lot to the nation. But the problem was his usual personality. He enjoyed drinking, speaking crudely, and women too much. And as he climbed into official posts, he even had more accidents. One of them is that while he was excessively drunk and was sitting at the table parallel to General Choi Yun-dok, who was at that time provisional governor. Being totally drunk, he says to Choi that you old man putting on airs. Hearing this informal words from Sun-mong, he asks him, "Are you saying that to me?" To which Sun-mong replies that who else is sitting beside you. He continues speaking. "All I am saying is that the sight of you straightening your shoulders and putting on air just bothers me to the point of death." Standing from his sitting, he says with a shaking body, "Let's have it at once to see. Who is Joseon's best sword?" Upon listening to Sun-mong's unconventional speech, he says with full of anger and red eyes that you little, His Majesty directly passed down the prohibition. Another incident happened when Sun-mong was sitting drunk at the brothel between the prostitutes. He pointed to him, says, "Look who it is. Isn't it General Choi Yun-dok, the absolute perfection, Joseon's best weapon general? I will pour you a cup, so come up here and have some fun." Listening to his words, Choi runs towards him with a vase in his hands to kill him. This is just one of the incidents that Sun-mong has done. Outside of that, Sun-mong causes countless accidents, big and small, without any end. The flashback shifts to the meeting of the officials in front of the king. They are gathered to have a discussion related to Sun-mong's continuous incidents and ask the king for his punishment. One officer says that, "Sir, I believe it is totally appropriate to dismiss the Yi Sun-mong as well as punish him severely." Yi Sun-mong climbed up to an unwarranted government post simply because he is the son of a meritorious retainer, but he himself is a man who is wild in nature and lacks proper behavior. Punishing him severely is. The officer is interrupted by the king ordering him to stop. And he says that I will not be punishing Yi Sun-mong. So, do not bring up this matter to me anymore. The scene is shifted to the present where both generals are face to face with each other. Domak is telling about the past accidents that are done by Yi Sun-mong. Gwiyoung, listening to the accidents, asks Domak what something like that really exists.
Just how?
To which Domak replies that are right. Even though Sun-mong causes all these incidents, he hasn't received a proper punishment even just once. Well, it is because he is the son of a meritorious retainer. But don't you think it's because he is too competent as a military officer? Standing from the ground, Sun-mong picks up his sword and looks with reddish eyes towards General Choi, who is ordering the guards to bring this child to be seen by a physician immediately free of charge. Now, turning towards Sun-mong, he says that you have finally done it. Listening to him, Sun-mong says being unconcerned about it, the old man's rabbling again with his nagging. Even the municipal administrators on the streets say, as such, that in Joseon how could there be two Joseon's best swords? What do you think, General Choi Yun-dok? Here in this place distinguishing who really is the actual Joseon's best sword? I think I am the best though. After he finishes his statement, General Choi asks him with his clenched teeth, here in this place you truly wish to die? Sun-mong doesn't give any response to him and starts running towards him. One of the guards says to him, "General, please take care of yourself. You are far too drunk." He pulls out his sword and says that then it is decided that I will go first. Where General Choi replied, also taking his sword out, that right, I will kill you as I hoped. Both come against each other and start to strike each other through their swords. Seeing the blood when he has made a strike through his sword, he says full of merry, finally. This body being dead is Joseon's best sword, it's all over now. He continues blabbing this while striking the dummy that is present in the arena. The chief proctor asks General Choi what I should do. In reply to the proctor, he orders him to that he has completely lost his mind. I don't know how an enormous responsibility could be given to such a fellow. There is no worth in even killing him, says while kicking him in the back which made Sun Mong to fell on the ground and lost his senses. While addressing one of the guards, General Choi orders him to lock this bastard up in a jail immediately. Even after losing his consciousness, Sun Mong is still blabbing that I am the best Joseon sword. The chief proctor asks General Choi, then what shall I do about the test and the remaining candidates? General Choi says to him, what do you mean? We should proceed according to the original test. The original test was to shoot an arrow. Gwiyoung and Demak both are shocked after seeing what the real test is. The chief proctor says to them that the bow is the most important weapon that represents Joseon. Being able to show your ability with the bow is the basis of the military service examination. To which Demak asks him, but then earlier, why was that? To which the chief proctor tells him about what Sun Mong has said before, that shooting arrows are okay. I thought of something that's more fun though, and asks for bringing over some melons. Surprised after hearing what has Sun Mong done, he asks him if that was all that for his own pleasure. He really is an incredible person. Gwiyoung says after listening to the whole narrative about Sun Mong, says that however it is true that he is strong to the point that he didn't get punished even once despite doing all those things. When General Choi Yun-dok asks one of the guards about Gwiyoung if it's true that he grabbed a flying arrow with his bare hands, to which the guards answer him obediently, yes sir. He avoided the arrow that General Sun Mong flew toward his head. I saw it with my own eyes, but the truth be told, I myself can't believe it either. He continued telling General about Gwiyoung that I heard that child is that famous ghost shadow from the north because he has been confirmed to receive His Majesty's jade plaque. I will transfer him now. General Choi Yun-dok stops him from doing that and asks him to just leave it. Not understanding what he meant, he asks again. To which General Choi tells him that the jade plaque is His Majesty's intention, not mine. Rather, it is a good opportunity. I will have to see for myself the child's actual abilities. General Choi standing at some height where he can see every candidate and address them saying, form now, I will be the one to direct and handle this selection test until the end. The third test will measure your pure armed force. Each person is allowed to choose their opponent and have one-on-one combat. Success or failure will not determine acceptance. What we will see is the content of the fight. Even if you win, you will not pass if the process in which you took was not reasonable. And even if you lose, you will pass if that process in which you lost was good. Now, everyone pick your opponent. Gwiyoung asks Demak does he wants. Demak instantly denies, saying that types are important in this test. If each of us wants to show good fighting content, then it's disadvantageous to have a huge difference in builds. Gwiyoung tells him that it is not because I beat you up really well during the first round. Demak immediately corrects him and says, what are you talking about? And companions shouldn't fight with each other. They are interrupted by candidates who ask Demak if can he fight with him. Demak replies to him saying that you have a beautiful body, and they made a team. Everyone is parting with each other, but to whom Gwiyoung asks about pairing with him, everyone rejects, saying that they are not insane. That's the ghost shadow, Gwiyoung, who would even want to go up against him. Seeing everyone is paired except Gwiyoung, General Choi directly asks him, are you the only one left? It can't be helped then I. As General Choi was going to pair with Gwiyoung, the injured candidate barely walking with the help of a physician spoke up that I would go up against Gwiyoung. General Choi, seeing his condition, asks him what he even intends to do in that state. You have probably endured and survived Sun Mong's wickedness. I will let you pass the third test, so put your energy into recovery. The wounded candidate denies the order and asks him to please let me fight with this fellow. Gwiyoung, being the innocent brat, says in a low voice to the wounded candidate, what are you doing? I think the two of us will just win by default, so just stay quietly. Playing cunning, the wounded candidate says to Gwiyoung, I heard you see the illusions of your sister who kicked the dirt because of the barbarians. Why does your sister tell you not to fight or with something? General Choi, after looking that everyone has paired, says that it's fine for the test, the two of you. To which Gwiyoung answers that I will do it with him.